We now have Ezri Konsa, who's come to join us. First thing that the boys say to you when you come out here is talking about your trainers. What were you saying?
No, I said I had them back in the late 90s, I think. Old school, they've come back. Everything comes back, doesn't it?
Yeah. Bringing them back.
I like it.
Got a few of them, so yeah.
What's the mood like in the dressing room? You guys must be relieved to have got that first win, finally.
Yeah, very relieved. I still feel like there's a lot of things that we can improve on as a team. As you can see out there, I felt like we could have controlled the game a bit more. I feel like we had chances as well. Could have buried them, but I think the boys up there, they're trying their best to get a goal, and it's just not happening so far. So, there's a lot of things we can do. We've got to go back to the training ground tomorrow and work on a lot of things to focus on Sunday's game.
Yeah, it was really positive in the first half when we spoke at half-time. So why do you think the performance level dropped in the second half?
I think it's always difficult in European competitions. Bologna are a very good team. We played them last season in the Champions League. We know what they're about. I think you saw out there, we looked a bit tired, a bit leggy. But, we stayed in there, we stuck in, defended well. They put a lot of balls into the box, and I felt like we dealt with it well.
Ezri, being a former player here, you might not know that, but I played here back in the day, probably before you were born, actually. And I went through a relegation with the team, and the crowd here I found quite tricky. They turn a little bit.
Yeah.
How are you feeling that on the pitch? I mean, as a centre half now, you're in the England squad. You're becoming more of a leader.
Yeah.
How are you coping? Because I think it can be difficult here when you're not winning games. And look, the record's been amazing. That first Palace game after 23 games unbeaten.
Yeah.
But suddenly you feel a bit of... There's a tension. Are you feeling this?
Yeah, we are feeling it as players, especially me at the back. My first season here, we went through a similar thing, fighting for relegation, and the crowd can be really tricky here. The boss always speaks on them being on us getting them behind our backs, and when things aren't going well, it's important that the fans stay with us. But you can see at times they got a bit frustrated, especially with some of our players. But as players, I feel that we have to be able to deal with that. We've been in the game a long time, a few of us, and for me, I have to try and block them out, because things like that happen. It's part of football, and for me, I just try to stay positive as much as possible.
I mean, it's been a brilliant 2.5 years under Unai Emery. This is probably the first kind of mini blip, isn't it?
Yeah.
But again, I think it's a small body of work, 5 games, but there's so many good players to come back and say, obviously the goalkeeper Martinez, with yourself and Mings and Pau Torres, there's so many quality players. You just feel like get through this little hump and then get back to winning ways.
Yeah, 100%. I think today's a good starting point. Yeah. A win that we really needed to to give us a bit of confidence going into Sunday's game. Like you said, we've got a lot of quality on the pitch, a lot of players to come back. Yuri Tielemans, who's an important player for us in the midfield. It's difficult. Last season we went through a blip as well, 8 games I think in all competitions without a win. But I feel like at that point we were scoring goals, and it just felt a bit different. And now we ain't scoring as much. It just feels a bit low.
If you get the penalty, the game's dead, isn't it? And then obviously they had a couple of chances after. They kind of threw everything forward, didn't they?
Is that not the next step for you now, that you then become the leader? Yeah. One of the leaders, and you get these guys through what, we're looking at Morgan Rogers tonight. I think he lost the ball 28, 29 times. We never really seen him do that before. And it's about, we know what's under the bonnet, but encouraging him to do more.
Yeah, you have to. Morgan's still young. I think a lot of people forget he had a great season for us last year, but coming into this season, he hasn't quite started the way you wanted to. But for me, especially, he's a good friend of mine. I try and encourage him as much as possible, even though he lost the ball a lot of times. It's important, for a player like him. Yeah, he has to keep getting it. And the good thing about him, he keeps trying. No matter how many times he loses it, he keeps going. And for me, that's really important.
He's a superstar, isn't he? And it's unusual, actually, that you hear a manager publicly criticise a team like we heard from Unai Emery at the weekend. For you as players, were you determined to go out there tonight and just prove anyone wrong if there were any doubters out there, and actually show the manager you have got this in you to get back to winning ways?
Yeah, it's not nice when the manager doesn't speak well of you. I think it gives you that extra bit of fuel, to want to play the next game and prove him wrong. And today he wanted to see us be more of a team, stick together more, and I felt like at times in the game we showed that. And when we got in there, he was really happy with the performance in terms of the way we stuck together and encouraged each other for the game.
Next game, back home here again. How important is it just to take everything, all the positives out of this game into the next Premier League match?
Very important. We finally got a goal here, so you know, we have to use that. And look, I'm sure Ollie's going to be even more fueled up to get a goal on Sunday.
Let's hope so.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out to talk to us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Bye, mate.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That was very polite of you. Nice to meet you.